Good morning. Yes, the camera is working. 1 second, then let me jump into this. Oh, no. How do we have? No, we've got the beep, but not me. No.
Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, give me just a second. Hold screen. Okay, I'm there. There we go. Let me start this now with Bib. We've been having issues this morning. Bibby he's in the office and the connection just absolutely bottomed out. So the issue that you get when you're using your camera, so what I'm using is the camera for the stream, obviously, so you guys can see me. But when I connect to Bibby on Discord video, that's how we use this, and that's how we get Bibby in the box. So when I connect to Bib, the Discord goes, oh, I'll use the camera, and then obviously Streamlabs goes, I can't use the camera now, so I have to connect in the right fashion. But thank you very much for the hosts, Pirate and Bib. Oh, he sounds like a jolly good chat.
He sounds like a jolly good fellow.
Let me see if I can get the Bib in a box. Ow! Let's have a look.
It's in a box.
Yay! There we go!
Finally! We're back to normal.
Finally! The Bib has come back!
Without a beard.
To ice cream. The beardless wonder. But good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Ice Cream. This is obviously The Scoop, your daily fix of news from the games industry and beyond. We are live 10 a.m. every single weekday, Monday to Friday, bringing you our thoughts on what's happening in the games industry. When we can get the cameras working, that is. But we are fine. We are moving. Everything is all good. And if you're on audio services, then, you know, just pretend nothing happened. It's all good. It's fine. Audio services, I hear you say. Yes, we go live on twitch.tv/Ice Cream uploads every day at 10 a.m. We turn that into a video podcast available on demand on YouTube around an hour after the show's finished. And then a little bit later on in the afternoon, we have an audio version of the podcast so you can get us right in your ears on... it's not going to be as smooth as it usually is. You ready?
Let's go.
iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Spotify. There we go. So we have all of the podcast services as well as live discussion. And my camera seems to be a little bit out of let me tweak in the lighting. There we go. It seems a bit...
It's because you've got a lot of white on your head.
That's probably what it is, actually. I could put my PUBG hat on instead. But good morning to number one pirate. Good morning, Griff. How you doing, Griff? Saw you in there watching the countdown video. How good is that video, by the way? If you do just listen to the audio version of the Ice Cream Uploads Scoop podcast, then one thing you do miss out on is the video that we have. We have a sexy little intro video, so make sure if you get 2 minutes, well, actually 3 minutes, 3 minutes spare, then check out any one of our broadcasts. You'll have a 3-minute intro video at the start of the stream, and it's pretty sexy. I mean, I am a little bit biased, but yeah, it is what it is. If you are in the chat, please feel free to get involved. Have a little bit of back and forth with us, because I say we put this podcast live on demand, which is completely different things, but there we go. We put it on YouTube. We Ice Cream upload to YouTube every single day, but the guys that watch on demand on YouTube can't get involved with the conversation, and neither can the people that listen to the audio podcast. So if you're in Twitch, make sure you get involved. So how's the beard, Bib?
Still not there.
Let's
Still depressing me.
Let's go Bib full screen.
Did I tell you that I went to my nan's and she started taking the piss out of me because I had no beard?
Yeah. It sounds kind of familiar, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I went to go and watch the City match around my granddad's house like I usually do, and as soon as I walked through the door, she just went, "What's happened to your face?" I'm like, "Oh my god, has someone thrown acid on me? Or someone shaved my eyebrows off?" But no, it was the fact that I had no hair on my face. Which, for those of you that have known me for long enough, will know that I've had a beard probably since I was about 20, 21, and I'm now nearly 29. So it's a long time without having a beard. And if I start mumbling, it's because I'm looking at the screen, which is a few seconds behind, watching Graham put on a false beard on my face.
I'm tracking your face as well. This is dedication to the cause. The beard's going with your head movements. Yeah. Oh, no!
But yeah. Well, the big news of the day, mate. I don't know if you know this, right? Again, if you're not following me on Twitter, you should be at We've Got to Be in Your. But Mrs. Bibby has gone and knocked it out of the park when it comes to anniversary presents, and she has gone and got myself and her. She treated herself, obviously, as well, to a pair of Liam Gallagher tickets to go and watch me Ian Park in the sunshine in June next year, which I am over the fucking bird about.
Yeah, me too. I can't wait for you to go somewhere away from me.
Well, it's literally closer to your house from mine, so...
It's only about 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw that earlier on. I think we've done pretty well in the better half department this week. My own personal PUBG advent calendar. You've got Liam Gallagher tickets, and they've got us, so everyone's a winner. High fives. Although I am currently in the middle of what is a dilemma for me. I have. Let me jump back to me on full screen so I can give you the visual update. I have quite a lot of watches. People that know me may know that I do quite like my watches. I like to change them out fairly often, but that's kind of been halted recently because of this. This, as you can see on screen, is my Fitbit. So I wear my Fitbit. However, I always wear my Fitbit on my left hand, but this, as you can see, is my right hand. So this morning I've got to the point where I'm thinking, I want to wear my watches. I've got some nice ones. So on my left hand at the moment, I'm wearing my Omega. Boom, yeah! But that is it just jars with me. The idea of being Johnny 2 watches. Look at that! It just looks a bit daft, but I want to track my steps, but I want to wear my watch. So people in the chat, is it socially acceptable to wear 2 watches if one of them is a tracker? Is it or isn't it? Is it just massive loser? Or is it? Yeah. Carry on, mate. Do I have to go? Do I have to choose watch or tracker? Let me know. And if you can spread the word, you know what? We should get that as a poll. You look a plonker. Well, there we go.
Put it better myself. Put it around your ankle, mate.
No.
Why?
Because
you look less of a twat.
Just wear long sleeves. Hi. I don't.
There you go, then.
It's like, have you seen that Friends episode where Ross wears like 2 name badges? Hi, I'm Ross or Dr. Geller. Which one do I be? That's me right now. Why not do whatever you want? Don't worry about what other people think. Yes,
Griff, stop being so logical. I don't like it. You should be in here calling him a plonker. Johnny 2 watches.
It's Johnny 2 watches, lads.
Oh god.
I mean, if I really cared about it, I'd have just sat there like that with my hands below the screen, so no one had noticed. But I've actively made my decision. I'm going to see what my actual steps go like, because I've gone from having it on my non-dominant wrist, my left, to my dominant wrist, my right. So I want to see if my step increase actually changes as well. So yeah, we will see. I mean, if I get to 10,000 steps by doing nothing on my right hand, then that's it. I do more exercise. Doing absolutely nothing different. Yeah, that's fine. Anyway, try to get close to the camera. Sort yourself out. Look, see. My camera's well sensitive at the moment. I don't know what it is. I must have changed something, because if I sit here and it just... Oh, it's not... There, look, let's see the whole light change and then move it back. Boom. Boom. And yes, there is a big light just there, so that's why that's happening, but it shouldn't be that sensitive. But let's see. Yeah. Okay, well, I am the palest man in the world. We all accept that and know that anyway, so we'll just pretend like it. Do what you want, but everyone will think you're a plonker and not talk to you. Yeah! Less conversations. Yeah! A little less conversation. A little
more watches, please.
Yeah. Speaking about watches, you guys are all in here watching us because we bring you our thoughts on the daily news. And do you know what? I think it's time we jump into that news. If you've been following us on Twitter at IceCreamUpload, you will have seen that we've started with one key story, and that is this. I'm just going to bring it on screen for you now. Actually, no, I'm not going to do Bibby's beard. Now we're going to bring it on screen. There we go. Cyberpunk 2077. All new details, including side quests, crime system, and more. This is an article written by Sam White for VG247. A lot of new Cyberpunk 2077 details have been revealed. In a Q&A over on Reddit with CD Projekt Red team, more details about Cyberpunk 2077's immense depth have come to light. That's what she said. The event was held in Warsaw, Poland, and featured a great deal of CD Projekt memorabilia for anyone who's a fan of the developer's past games, which include the critically acclaimed Witcher 3. I didn't say critically at all.
I didn't want to bring it up, mate, just in case. But yeah.
Anyway, there was a special Cyberpunk menu prepared for the event, the Q&A explains, with drinks and dishes referencing Cyberpunk lore, so you could eat some kibble and scop while drinking a glass of Silverhand. I'm just going to nod and wink because that means nothing to me. In more game-specific details, the Q&A recites how CD Projekt Red is aiming to create a hugely deep game, which is also what she said. This includes a day/night cycle that has an organic impact on gameplay. During quests, some places might be less or more guarded based on the time of day, or in the night you may find some guards already sleeping, making it easier for you to sneak in. Some story scenes might also change depending on the time of day they are taking place in. The crime system is also organic, fitting with the seedy setting of Night City. Police won't intervene when they see you committing some smaller crimes, like for example beating up some random dude on the street, because they treat it as just an everyday occurrence in Night City. But if they see you committing more extreme crimes, like pulling a gun out and shooting bystanders, or driving through them with your car, they will absolutely try to fry your ass. Side quests and main quests are also much broader. The Witcher 3... I've lost it because I scrolled too far. There we go. The Witcher 3 quest structure was compared to a single line. The Q&A continues, with a bunch of branches sticking out of it, which sometimes go back into that single line. In Cyberpunk 2077, those branches grow more branches, which then often tie around each other. This means that side quests can reportedly evolve into other side quests, which also impact the quests around them to a much greater extent than in The Witcher 3. Thanks to all those branches, it will be hard to find one playthrough which will be exactly the same. There is also the option to continue playing after the main story has been completed. The Q&A reports how CD Projekt Red has found a really cool way to do it, but it's something for the players to see. The full Q&A recital is really interesting and can be viewed here, linked in the article. And as it ends, Cyberpunk 27 arrives on PS4, Xbox One, on PC in April 2020. That's April 16th. And I'm just going to mute my mic while I blow my nose. So over to you, Bib.
So, as a person that's downloaded Witcher 3, I've never actually completed it. I've probably got like 4 or 5 hours into it. Either way, Cyberpunk is definitely a world that I want to live in. So, fair enough. I love the fact that you've got the replayability, because we don't know. From what I've seen, I've not seen a lot of what the actual game is about. So the fact that you've got potentially more than one playthrough is ideal, really, especially if it's a universe that you want to be in. Like, again, there's many games that I've played over and over and over again, but you usually follow the same exact story. There's no another path that you can take down it. So if this is a world that I'm heavily invested in, then of course I'm going to want to keep on playing it, to know if there's a speech scenario where you can take one path or the other, will the game significantly change by taking each of the others? So yeah, it's good. I like the fact that they're trying to be a little bit more. They're keeping a lid on everything that it's about. I mean, people want to play the game without even selling what it's actually about. That says a lot by what we've seen so far.
See, I think that's kind of like 2019 in a nutshell. Don't know what the game's about, but I want to play it. That was everyone one day before Death Stranding came out. so well, not everyone, about 50% of everyone before the first reviews started coming out was like, I'm interested. Yeah. This looks pretty cool. I want to play this. And when the reviews come out and people kind of got the hint of the Deliveroo element that people keep talking about, then a lot of people dropped off then. But until that point, nobody really knew what it was about. And I think the same thing definitely applies to me with Cyberpunk. I remember being at E3, walking through basically E3. For those that haven't been, you've essentially got 2 massive halls with a connecting area. There's probably more than 2. I'm oversimplified it, but above the halls there are meeting rooms. It's basically like, imagine any sort of massive office building. You've got corridors, and off these corridors are little rooms where you've got developers doing their discussions. And I kept walking past the Cyberpunk 2077 hall thinking, do you know what, I'm going to drop in there. But they had it was like a 30-minute presentation or something along those lines, and you got a cool Cyberpunk 2077 jacket afterwards as well. So I was thinking, I'm definitely going to drop in there. Never did. And then I heard the same thing was kind of happening at Gamescom, so I thought, I'll do that as well. Missed it at E3, still do it at Gamescom. But then when we got to Gamescom, it went from being upstairs in a trade show to on the main floor in a public show, and it was just like, Mm-hmm. So I was like, yeah, okay, maybe I won't get one of these jackets. So as such, I know nothing about the game. I don't know what's in it. All I know is it looks it kind of reminds me of a little bit of a mixture between, and I could be way off with this is just my impressions from looking primarily at key art, because I've not seen trailers or anything really. I've tried to keep away from it. It kind of reminds me of Watch Dogs mixed with The Matrix, mixed with, there was another one. I can't remember now. But there's 3 games that it kind of reminds me of. Clearly 2 now, because I don't know what the third one is. But yeah, but that's the thing. The Watch Dogs is a guy that hacks into computers. Matrix is all based around computers and everything anyway. But the third one was something completely different, and it was that. I mean, the Matrix is massively different to the Watch Dogs as well. So, yeah, exactly what the game is, I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know what the game is about, to be fair. Does anyone? Says Griff in the chat.
Well, that's the beauty of it. It's keeping people guessing, and from what I've seen in the videos that they released, I think they released like a 40-minute gameplay trailer at one point. I didn't watch all of that because, again, it's a game that I'm interested in playing, so I really don't want to. I really don't want to take too much time seeing what it's about. I want to live it for myself. I don't want to watch anyone play through it. There's a game recently that someone was playing that I didn't want to watch it as well, purposely because it was a storyline. The game escapes me, but yeah, it's definitely a game that I want to invest my time into. I want to be in that world. I like that futuristic kind of. Well, it is that, and it's steampunk, or is that the definition of it, like a steampunk world?
Yeah, it's like futuristic steampunk. So steampunk is essentially the turn of the century steam train driven sort of era that's then been punked up. Cyberpunk, it's kind of the same sort of element but with more futuristic stuff. So
that's it, yeah. So it looks cool. I'd be very interested to feel how the combat is and things like that. But I think they've got pretty decent voice actors that are doing it as well. So you can imagine the storyline is going to be good.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves, you can't really get much worse than that, can you? God, exactly. Scraping the bottom of the barrel. You're breathtaking. The worst thing is, like when they announced it, and they announced Keanu Reeves, and he did that whole "you're breathtaking" thing. I was literally in a meeting in a hotel just over the road. I was like, "Fuck! I could have been in that building with his." I'm not there. Anyway, PUBG? Question mark says Dan Game. What now? Yeah, all right then. In a bit, babe. I'll have to play games.
I did actually see that PUBG's in some Tesco's being sold for £2 on PS4. It's literally going into the bargain bin stuff.
Which you kind of expect, really, because the game's been out for 2 years now. Not only has it been out for 2 years, but it's free for Game Pass users, where the majority of players are. So for console, that doesn't surprise me. But yeah, I mean, just sucks to be me, who's just spent 25 quid on it about 3 months ago or whatever. So god damn it! Well, for the second time, for the second copy of the game for my little one, but it is what it is. You did it with 2 digital watches before when we had those red sweatband watches we got from the vending machines at Greenwood Park. That's jumping back to my is it acceptable to wear 2 watches discussion? When we were little, I had a digital watch, and there was there's a park in Huddersfield called Greenhead Park, which is the biggest park, and we basically got some like horrible red tennis sweatbands that had a little watch face in the middle of it, and I didn't know which one to wear, so I did it then. So I have previous for being a Johnny 2 watches. I was guessing the other game that was like Cyberpunk. There we go. I see. I was like PUBG, but I get it now. It does. I'm trying to remember what it is. No, I can't remember what it is. If I do, we'll just be there halfway through the next story, and I'll just be like Fortnite. Oh no.
Put the camera on for 2 seconds. Fortnite, it was Fortnite. Bye.
But yes, I mean, jumping back into the comments of Cyberpunk, one thing that it does mention, see if I can find, there we go, let's bring this back up full screen. For those of you that might have just joined the stream, we're talking about Cyberpunk2077, all the new details, I say all the new details, a lot of new details have been revealed about the game. And I just want to draw attention to this paragraph here. In more game-specific details, the Q&A recites how CD Projekt Red is aiming to create a hugely deep game. This includes a day-night cycle that has an organic impact on gameplay. During some quests, some places might be less or more guarded based on the time of day or night. Based on the time of day, or in the night, you may find some guards already sleeping, making it easier for you to sneak in. That bit there, whilst that is cool, it's also not very new, that. Because that was the exact premise of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain, and I remember seeing that teased so many times. So whilst it is pretty cool, it's not necessarily pushing the envelope in that sort of way. So There's nothing within the whole thing that makes me go, oh fuck yeah.
Yeah.
You've got less guards at night and people sleep. That's kind of what you expect from that sort of like infiltration sort of game. Cops. I mean, the cops being less sticklers for punishing everyone that commits a crime. See, I kind of like that. That's it for me. That's also just as simple as moving a setting in GTA. You run a red. Oh my god! The police come after you like they would in Driver. But we know that can be tweaked already because people have that in GTA RP. If you play on a role-playing server and you run a red light, then people are going to come pick you up, kind of thing. Obviously, so it's simple settings. So I'm not particularly bothered by any of this really. The bit that kind of does tickle my interests a little bit more, tickle, good giggity, is it this bit? There we go. Side quests and main quests are also much broader. The Witcher 3 quest structure was compared to a single line, the Q&A continues. So Witcher 3, obviously all of your missions, you compete in order, one after the other. It's linear. Whereas Cyberpunk 27, they say... in Cyberpunk 27, they have branches that grow out and then grow more branches, which then can often tie around each other. This means that side quests can reportedly evolve into other side quests, which can impact on the main story, basically, much more than it did in The Witcher 3, which I love that sort of thing. I love the way that you play a game and it is different for you than it is for someone else, because I like having single-player story games, but I hate the element that there's always... like an element of like elitism. It's like, yeah, well, you need to do it this way, that way, and it's better. Oh, did you not do that? Oh, I did that. But it's like this one. It kind of you can't compare like for like directly. You are literally comparing your experiences, and I think that's the best thing about a single player game. It's not necessarily the game; it's the experience that you have with it and what you take from it. So that potentially could be the big thing for me. Yeah, all right, then it's nice to know the intricacies of the police and how people sleep and how the day-night cycle is quite organic. It's all nice. It's all cool tech stuff. But that stuff, the narrative-driven stuff, that's where the meat of the game is going to be for me.
Well, I imagine the day-night cycle will mean that it's going to be a lot more difficult to try and get through certain cities at night as well. It may become a bit more dangerous. So there may be some no-go areas when it gets to a certain time, purely because the rebels or whatever it is that are on the streets will be more likely to attack you than they are during the day because it's a less patrolled area by police or whatever it may be. So there's hopefully they'll add a bit more to it than, like you said, the Phantom Pain, where it's just a typical day-night cycle that this place isn't as guarded, but don't go to this place because it'll be a lot more violent, shall we call it. Just try and add something a bit more new to it.
Yeah, I hope they don't do that thing as well, where like you were talking about. Obviously, it might be easier or harder to move around through the city at night. If you're starting to get to the point where people go to bed and things like that. One thing that I always found about GTA is that's, apologies if that's not even a decent comparison. That's the only one I've really got. Is you could be driving through. Effectively New York City in the daytime, traffic everywhere. You drive through, I mean, New York's a shit example because there always is traffic in New York, but say you drive through a built-up area and there's loads of cars, an urban area, like almost like a urban residential area, there'll be shitloads of cars around, people driving everywhere, but you go through at night, and the streets are much emptier, but on GTAs and that, there's still loads of cars, and there's a guy driving around in his Lamborghini Gallardo or whatever they're called in GTA kind of thing, and it's like, okay, you've made decisions to make people go to bed and this, that, and the other, but there's still fuck tons of people in cars. I wonder, I mean, saying that though, that's probably more a case of, okay, if you need to get from A to B, and B is the other side of the map, then the only way you're going to get there is a car, and if you've not got one on you, then we need to make cars come past you to steal it. But it's all about the immersion kind of things anyway. But, yeah, I mean, The Witcher 3, I mean, The Witcher, do you have to play the full series? Do you have to? Because that is one series. I mean, I've mentioned it over and over again on the scoop. I have this weird thing where I like to play, not weird thing, because it's pretty common, logical thing, but I want to play number 1 before I play 2, before I play 3. But some games, you can just jump in at number 3 without having number 1 and 2 knowledge. Can you play Witcher 3 without playing 1 and 2?
It's a very good question. I'm not sure. I wasn't heavily invested in the series, and the only reason I picked up A Witcher 3 is because it was on sale for about £5 in one of the millions and millions of PlayStation sales that they have throughout the year. But yeah, I don't necessarily think so. I think it's the same protagonist that you play with. I'm not sure. Maybe someone in the chat can clear that one up for us. But yeah, I mean, The Witcher 3, as I said, I'm only like 5 hours into it, and then obviously a million other games come through, so I never got a chance to even put a dent in it in The Witcher's perspective. But it was good. I like the combat. I like the way that the game played. At some point, I probably need to go back and play it again. If it was on the Switch, I'd probably play it a lot more, because that's the thing that I'm playing the most when I don't really play with a PS4 that much anymore. I really just play with PC and my Switch. So maybe something that I may have to pick up for that instead, which will be about 35 quid more than it is on the PlayStation, but it's probably worth getting up.
We need to get you a Switch T, like, so we can have like the ding 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 ding, but every time you say
it. Well, we said that Luke was a Switch man, but you know what I mean? He never talks about it anymore.
Yeah, just saying.
Just saying. I love my Switch. I love my Switch. It's a fantastic little system.
Need a T that says, yeah, I like PS4, but I don't play it really much anymore. I tend to find myself playing on my PC or on my Switch. That's it.
I tell you what, though, with the size that I am, we'd be able to fit all that on a t-shirt. There'd be enough material.
It's not right to fat shame, even if it's yourself. God damn it, booby.
But what I would like to do, if eventually they're going to bring out a Switch that's a lot more powerful than the one that we've got now, like a Switch Pro or something like that, that is 100% something I'm going to be getting. I will easily just trade mine in for a more powerful one. But trade it in, 150 quid more. Yes, please. Give me that AAA, 60 frames, 1080p experience, or wherever I go.
Do you think... I mean, I'd love it, but it just seems like such a big jump to have 1080p 60 FPS in a handheld device of that size kind of thing. I mean, if they can do it, and they can do it well, then I'm all on board for it. But there must be some sort of technical reason for them to not have done that for the start of the Switch. But then again...
I do generally think that this is kind of like a prototype from where they're going. I mean, this is like a massive tangent, what we've just gone on to here, but there's Android devices that... what was it? There was one that came out, and it had what looked like two PlayStation Moves. I think it was the Razer. It had like two PlayStation Move controllers on either side with like a 12-inch tablet in the middle. So you can make them bigger, and you can make them a lot more powerful. Potentially, I can't remember what it was called. Was it a Windows or a Razer or something like that? Razer portable gaming device. Was it a Razer?
No, I've just got the same sort of answer there.
I can't remember what it was, but I'm sure it looked like a Windows tablet in the middle. Windows portable game. I know this is fantastic for the guy, but we're correcting ourselves as we go along. Portable gaming device, but it looked class, and you've clearly got the ability to be able to take something like that with you. It may not be as powerful as the Nintendo Switch, however, with the size that it is, there it is. Found it. Found it. Yeah. Oh, it sent me to an eBay listing. It's called the Lynx Vision 8.
Lynx. Yeah.
Linx Vision. And it looks like two PlayStation Move controllers, which is actually, it looks like an Xbox controller. So, yeah, you can make them bigger. So, realistically, you can put more stuff in. Just make it. Just keep on making it. I have absolutely no doubt that they're actually already thinking about doing stuff. That's the one. Yeah, you can see it on the stream now. So that's an 8-inch tablet, and I think the screen on a Nintendo Switch is like 5.5, 6 inches. So you can make it bigger and bulkier, which I'm sure people will want to do. I mean, it's not necessarily portable then, because it's a lot bigger than something that you can kind of fit in your front or back pocket, especially when you've got jeans size, man. But yeah, it's... I'd definitely love to see a Nintendo Switch like that. Obviously, a little bit more prettier, because I don't like... It looks like you can just snap the handles off. They don't look like...
it looks like something that you don't... If you are sat on a bus or a train or a plane playing that, then you are absolutely 100% worthy of being Homer Simpson gift. Nerd!
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, I mean, you can make something as big as that. If you're going to make it a pro version, ideally you'd want them to make it a little bit more bigger, so that you can I had to buy a case for my Switch because I played it for so long that my hands start to cramp up without it. So it's like a bit more of a hand grooves on either side, so you can put some decent hours into it. But yeah, I mean, I would not. They need to make something like that. I think for it to have 1080, 60 frames. There's no way that they're having a portable 4K unit. It does. I can't see I can't see that within the next 5 or 6 years, if I'm being brutally honest. But easily 1080, 60. Let's make something like that. And we can go from there, because that will then become the benchmark for every other portable unit. And if anyone's going to do it, I do generally think that Nintendo will be the first out the gate with something like that, with how well they do portable gaming. And they made the first, I think it's the first working 720 decent AAA title hybrid machine. So if they can do it, if anyone can do it, sorry, Nintendo can do it.
I mean, we have people trying to make portable gaming devices, not so much with the screens, but devices that you can take elsewhere that are promising 4K 60 frames per second gameplay, and that's like Google oh wait no.
Well, there was something a couple of years ago, and I do again think this is something that we talked about on the show, but it was called the Smash Z or something like that. Did you say that you'd seen this on a store?
The Smash
somewhere.
Z.
Yeah, smachz.com. That's the website. But it looks like a portable Steam controller that you could play your Steam library anywhere that you went, and it had like a Ryzen chip in it, so you could be able to get some decent performance out of the games that you're playing. So you could play PUBG on the go, you could play GTA 5, Doom, Battlefield, Far Cry, high-end, top-spec games wherever you went. That's the one. That's the beauty.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I've seen a few of those at E3 this year. There was a few different types. Asus tried it with the ROG phone, but it was all add-ons, so it tanked. Yeah, I mean the ROG phone did look pretty cool, and it did have some powerful chipsets in it for a mobile device. But yeah, it just wasn't strongly marketed either. I think it was Asus wanting to get into the smartphone market, but then not really sure of the best way to do that, or whether if they go in swinging and get nowhere in terms of breaking down Samsung, Google, or Apple, then it looks shit. And ROG is such a premium brand. I think Asus just kind of went, okay, we'll almost soft launch it, and then just see how it goes. But if you don't fully commit to something, you're never going to deliver on it. So it was kind of doomed from the off. It did look cool. I remember tweeting about it at the time, but yeah, it was always going to fail. It was never going to succeed.
But speaking of handhelds, I think we're spending a lot of time on this. But speaking of handheld, there is something that Mrs. Bibi has got me for Christmas, and it's something that I've wanted for ages, which is called the RG350. Now, as a person that loves to play retro games, this is the ultimate machine for me. Like, you can play up to PlayStation 1, and I think they've got the hardware available to be able to play things like PSP games on it, but they just haven't got the right emulator to be able to run them at a decent speed. But it plays up to PS1 games and can play anything before it. It does look like a small Nintendo Switch, but it's amazing. I cannot wait to be able to put my old Resident Evil games, obviously my physical copies that I've got every single Resident Evil game in physical copy. My Dino Crisis, having a decent Master League experience on PES 2 while I'm on the go is absolutely ideal. I mean, we've tried it on our PS Vitas, which is probably the best we're going to get from a PES product, because I'm never going to bring one out on Switch by the sounds of it. So having to be able to play it on Nintendo play a PS Vita was the best we could get. However, me going back and playing these PS1 classics on a machine like that anywhere I'll go, that is me. Big fan.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, speaking about playing things and having portables and so on, let's jump on with a little bit of a tangent into our next article from Matt Wales at Eurogamer, and it says Valve calls time on its divisive Steam controller. Remaining units are heavily discounted and rapidly disappearing. Valve's divisive Steam controller is officially no more. Not only has the company confirmed it's no longer manufacturing the device, all remaining units are rapidly being snapped up following heavy discounts during the current Steam autumn sale. The Steam controller initially launched back in 2015 after much revision as part of Valve's rather half-hearted Steam Machine initiative. Branded Steam PCs have long been a thing of the past following its unceremonious demise and now it's weird, but as far as I'm concerned, genuinely wonderful. Input device is defunct too. Valve has confirmed to The Verge that the current lot of Steam controllers will be the last ever batch to be produced. If that's true, the Steam controller got several things wrong. It felt cheap and flimsy compared to its established console counterparts, and it was never really all that good for playing games designed with 2 analog sticks in mind, i.e. the huge number of console ports now on PC. That's because Valve, in an ambitious bid to controlify the PC's mouse and keyboard interface, ditched 1 stick in favour of 2 trackpads. Despite its problems, though, the Steam controller is a mini marvel of configurability, with Valve's accompanying software offering a huge amount of flexibility in terms of customization. It's got shoulder bumpers, buttons, haptic feedback, gyroscopic aiming, 2 wonderfully handy rear paddles, all of which can be combined and assigned in a myriad useful, even invaluable ways, and a game's community can share its configurations on Steam too. For someone like me, whose PC gaming setup is, through necessity, entirely based around a sofa and a living room TV, it's been an absolutely essential addition. I wouldn't have been able to comfortably play the mouse-driven games I've enjoyed over the last few years without it, and I'm genuinely a little sad to think that when my Steam controller eventually shuffles off to device heaven in a tiny sigh of defeat, there may be nothing similar to replace it. Yesterday, as part of its Steam Autumn sale, Valve discounted its last remaining controllers by 90%, reducing the price from $39.99 to £4, although delivery costs £7.40. Demand, it seems, was high, and the Steam page has intermittently reported the controllers as out of stock throughout the day, although I did randomly manage to grab one a little earlier. Those hoping to secure a weird little piece of gaming history, or just, a replacement unit in case of future mishaps, might want to keep an eye out should more stock come in. And I know this is something that is a little bit relevant for you, Bib, as a man that's been after one of these for a long, long time.
Absolutely. Now, these used to, I think, they used to get sold for about 45-50 quid, which I could never justify being able to buy a controller like that unless I absolutely had to. So I've been waiting for one of these to come into a sale for a while. Now, the one time that they actually come up on sale was the time that I was actually in bed. So by the time I woke up in the morning, and seeing that there was on sale for £4, they had all gone. So I don't actually own one. So the only way that I'm going to be able to get one is by scoping them out on the internet, which the chances are, because they are no longer being made and being discontinued around December 3rd. If I am led to believe that's what Ali said from the ice cream team. Around December 3rd, they are being discontinued.
December 3rd, you say? That's Graham's birthday.
It's someone's birthday, yeah. Well, you're killing the controller on your birthday. How do you feel?
There can be only one.
But yeah, it's I would like one, but I'm never paying £50 for a pad unless I absolutely have to. I mean, I'm kind of used to playing with the keyboard and mouse now anyway. So my use for one of these was back in the day when I was horrendous using keyboard and mouse. I thought it might be. I mean, I do like the thought of using the trackpad on the right hand side. Again, so I've actually got a Steam Link so I can play it downstairs in the front room if I needed to or wanted to. But again, never paying 50 quid for it. If one comes up in a sale somewhere else for like £20, then probably I'll end up buying one. But I'm just going to keep on trying on the website because it says out of stock sometimes and then says add to basket. So I'm just going to keep on pressing it until eventually it lets me buy one.
Yeah, I can see. I've literally just clicked through and had the same thing out of stock on this. So just showing what we talked about. Obviously, there's a Steam controller at 90% discount.
Yeah, that's the baby.
Down to £4 from $39.99. So, I mean, the thing is, it's not going to be developed any further. They're not going to add any new functions. They're not going to tweak with it like that. But if as it was mentioned in that article, let me credit someone by name rather than going the article. So Matt Wales for Eurogamer. If you have a setup where you have a PC in a living room and you're playing on a TV, which is a very common thing for a lot of people. Not everybody gets to have a separate space for gaming, especially for a mouse and keyboard setup, because having a controller is one thing and sticking a console in a unit, obviously you need the space for that, but having a tower and a keyboard and a mouse and inevitably a mouse mat, having all of that is not necessarily something. I mean, there's a reason why PC gaming, despite being the master race, there's a reason why it's not mainstream console, and that is because of the difficulties in terms of knowing how your PC works and learning how to upgrade bits and stuff like that. But it's physical space, having the ability to have that setup. Not everyone can do it. So having something like that, as you've heard from Matt Wales, that makes it PC gaming accessible in a living room environment. So it is a shame because I mean, yes, it doesn't. They don't have the capability of having 2 sticks, but I think that's probably where they've kind of missed a trick, and it's probably not as easy as what I'm about to say. But the Astro. What's the name of it? C40, the Astro C40, the controller that has just been released. It's now in Europe. I was chatting to a guy from Astro about it the other day, actually. It's basically, let me see if I can bring it up while we're talking about it. There's no point just trying to explain it when I can have it on screen. Astro C40 images.
I've just had a quick look on Games website as well, and the Steam controller is being sold in their shop for £56.
Of course it is, because game are anti-consumer. Anyway, so this image here, this is what I was just about to say, is you can have full customization on that. So say you're a PlayStation player and you want a thumbstick there and a thumbstick there. I'm assuming you guys can see the mouse on your screen because I can see it in my Streamlabs. So you want your 2 thumbsticks there but your D-pad up there, fine. You can plug it in like that because you see you've got the 3 components at the top. However, if you're an Xbox player and you want the thumbstick up there and your D-pad down there, you can do that too. And what I was just about to say is it would be nice to, if they'd have kind of, to counter that problem that was mentioned in the article of a lot of games are built now around that premise of having 2 thumbsticks, whereas they don't have that. Having a touchpad that you can put in and out and swap out for a thumbstick, now that would be the perfect way to go. However, having a touchpad is not the same as replacing a thumbstick for a D-pad, because the thumbstick for a D-pad is however many directions, 16, 32, 64, whatever the number of directions that they have, whether it's full 360. A touchpad undoubtedly is a much is a very different tool. Whether that's something that could be put into a controller and have it so that you can swap out a touchpad for a controller, then I think, obviously, talking with hindsight, Steam won't have ever known that until, obviously, now, and at this point they've got rid of it, but that could have been the way to go, having the ability to swap out one of those touchpads for another thumbstick.
Well, I've just seen a comment on a page saying that apparently Steam put a patent in 6 months ago for a new revision of the Steam controller. So we could see a brand new revision coming out with better spec control, because there's sort of in that, did he say that it was a bit flimsy, Matt Wales, in that article? So it could be that they're going to give a much more premium feel, like a pro version of the Stadia controller coming down the line, which they can probably offer for about 65, 70 quid. So we shall see. But for the time being, I'm pretty bummed that I missed this for £5 or whatever it was, £4. We'll see.
Just keep the page. Keep refreshing.
Yeah, just keep the page, keep refreshing it. I also seen a comment saying that apparently Game last year, when Steam did this sale, maybe not for as discount it as much, but when they did a sale on them, Game matched it so that they didn't lose out on the sales, because they just basically tried to price match Steam themselves, so people can walk into the shop and buy them rather than buying them online.
But yeah, for 57 quid, they're clearly not price matching, because it's $39.99, mate. That's an extra fucking 18 quid on top of it. So sort yourself out, mate. Swear.
Well, you can tell it's getting close to Christmas anyway, because a lot of games that are on the game website have actually been reduced. Still not as cheap as sort of other places, like NBA 2K20 is actually £20 in most places, but they're selling the physical copy for £30. Crash Team Racing, £23. That's pretty good. The Outer Worlds, I think most of the places, if you are going to be playing it on PC, you can probably pick it up for about 25 quid now. They're selling it for nearly 40.
Well, it could be worse. You could be doing what me and Danielle did the other day, walking around our local shopping centre, walk past the CX, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to stick my head in and see how much Luigi's Mansion is. Looks a pretty tasty game. Pre-owned Luigi's Mansion, roughly a month or whatever it is now since it came out, £55.
Supply demand.
That's ridiculous, mate. £55. But yeah, like you say, exactly, supply and demand. There was one copy on the shelf, so if you want it, that's what you've got to pay. It's as simple as that. It's horrible, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. But you know what? You don't always have to pay for your games. I mean, sometimes you can get games for free. Not so much for free, but you know, it's a decent enough segue to lead into this article from Eurogamer, written by Tom Phillips. Titanfall 2 headlines PlayStation Plus's December free games, and Monster Energy Supercross, the video game. So December's games for PlayStation Plus subscribers include Monster Energy Supercross, the video game, and some other shooter. Only joking, the game is the excellent Titanfall 2. If you've not played this yet for some reason, then you really, really should. Sony is yet to officially announce the pair for next month, but they're visible now on the official Polish Amazing. They're official on the official Polish PlayStation website, which looks to have gone with their announcement a little bit early. Link there says thanks. See, I don't know how to pronounce that dude's name. Is it Nibel or Nibble or Nibellion?
You're asking the wrong person here, mate.
Nice, okay. Thanks, Nipple. Titanfall 2 is, of course, Respawn's brilliant mech shooter. It's quite frankly the studio's best work and one of the best FPS campaigns ever made. Monster Energy Supercross, meanwhile, is a muddy bike racer. Think a modern Excite bike decked in the neon green glow of a suspiciously coloured energy drink. It is fine. Both games should replace the PlayStation Plus's November section Neo and Outlast 2 when they depart on Graham's birthday, the 3rd of December.
Subliminal messages in there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's Graham's birthday.
This has actually been super endorsed, and I say super, I mean super endorsed by Mr. Mark Bamber, who said that Titanfall 2 is actually the best FPS campaign that he has ever played.
Interesting.
And that's a big statement coming from someone who very rarely plays any kind of PS4 or Xbox One game. He's very much an indie guy rather than playing a game like this. So for him to say that, obviously it must be half decent. But yeah, for free, I'm probably going to pick this up. Well, I'm definitely going to pick this up.
Just want to jump back and kind of do a little bit of a PSA. It was mentioned in this article right at the end. Both games should replace PlayStation Plus's November selection Neo and Outlast 2 when they depart on Graham's birthday, 3rd December. But make sure, don't treat me for my birthday, make sure you've treated yourselves. If you haven't already, log in to PSN, make sure you download your free games, because if Neo doesn't look like your kind of game, get it, it's there anyway. But everyone should at some point play a shit scary game, and Outlast was terrifying, and I got that through PSN. So Outlast 2 being a PSN game is a perfect sort of link for me in terms of I always link Outlast with PSN, but that is definitely, make sure you do it. Don't miss out on your opportunity to get free games. Get them now. You don't have to play them ever, but at least you've got the opportunity. You're losing out on the opportunity if you don't, because obviously December 3rd, Graham's birthday, we get Titanfall 2 and Monster Energy Supercross. Titanfall 2, have you played it, babe?
I have not. I haven't played the first one either. To be perfectly honest, the first Titanfall, I think that was a launch day release for the Xbox One. Because I remember going round to my friend's house and him getting an Xbox One, and he was playing that, and it was kind of like, do we get an Xbox One or do we get a PS4? And I was playing that on an Xbox One controller, and he was showing me all the menus and stuff like that, and it was like, no, this console definitely isn't for me. So I didn't really play Titanfall 1 because I didn't have an Xbox One. I don't know if it actually came out for the PS4 eventually. It maybe did. I know it definitely came out on PC. But no, I never got into it. But there was a lot when it came out. A lot of people saying that Titanfall 2 was the best FPS campaign that they've ever played.
I don't think it did, but I'm going to check it now. Titanfall.
Not sure.
It says remaining exclusive to Xbox and PC, but 2 is making its way to the PS4 this October. So Respawn developed it exclusively for Microsoft formats. Yeah,
so I never got round to playing the first one. I definitely will give this one a go. I do love a good FPS campaign. So if this is going to wet the whistle and I'm getting it for free, probably going to play this over Christmas along with the many other games that I've got, and then we'll come back in January 6th or January 7th, whenever it is. And we'll say, what have you played over Christmas? You played PUBG, and I played a lot of, I don't know, Saints Row 2, which actually started last night.
Volta, ESO, Saints Row 2. Jobs are good.
Absolutely.
I have played some of Titanfall 2. And I didn't play it for long enough, admittedly, to get into it. But one of my best mates, Martin, he's a soldier. He comes home at Christmas time, and we usually have like a night in, just like a long ass late night, early morning kind of thing, playing games. And the one game that he absolutely adores is Titanfall 2, and the way that he speaks about it's almost like a kid that's gonna see Transformers movie kind of thing. And he's like it's all really cool and stuff because you've got your little dude and you can run around and shoot and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but when someone gets their Titan, aren't you then screwed? He's like, no, because it's actually really good. Like the maps are designed really well. Think of it like you've got big doorways. I mean, it's not doorways, it's the actual map itself. But imagine you've got walkways that robots and stuff can go through, but then you have like little passages that people can get through, so you can move around it. And this, and I was like, okay. But then he's like, yeah, but the best thing is like when you've got like enough points or whatever, and you can go on your suit and you see prepare for Titanfall, and it's like, so I played it and I was just like, I'm dead. Oh, double jump, wall running. So the multiplayer element, I will definitely get it, obviously. Because it's free, and I will probably try it maybe potentially at some point, most likely when mine's here. But it's, once again, it goes against my boots on the ground sort of desires from FPSs. But the campaign element, I didn't know that the campaign was so highly regarded, so that's good to know. I do like a good single player campaign.
Absolutely. The thing is as well, though, with these games, these like kind of AAA games that are making their way over to PlayStation Plus, is kind of putting them in good stead alongside the old Xbox Live Games Pass, because obviously you have to still pay to be able to play the Games Pass stuff. Not to say that they don't have the games with gold stuff as well, which is usually pretty dynamite too, but after around 8 months of the PlayStation Plus games coming out and being absolute trash, like bottom dollar £5 games, it looks like they're actually putting some premium stuff in there now, and the last couple of months have been really good. Oh my god. What? Skyrim Special Edition on Steam for £6.
That's what you need, more Skyrim in your life.
I'm looking for Black Friday deals to let people know. These lights are flashing in here. I think the bulbs are about to go in the floodlights.
Disco baby.
Yeah, he keeps on catching my BB6 copies.
Yeah, BB6 copies and Graham 2 watches. Nice.
Yeah.
So that, on screen for those of you watching the video services from the Scoop, then you will see I'm just running the trailer for the
it looks cool,
for the Titanfall single player campaign, and it does look sick. I mean, the amount of quality, that's the bit that kind of like, it's all well and cool for single player stuff, but like it's that sort of like, if you just got people flying around walls above you. I'm saying that what's happening in the game is someone's running along one wall, jumping along to another wall, jumping along to another wall. It's basically just, it's like, imagine a long corridor and someone, rather than walking down it, is just like running along the walls and jumping from side to side. It's that sort of thing, which is, it's all well and cool for a Michael Bay-esque sort of big movie moment, but then after you get past that and you've just got people legging it around walls and stuff in game, it just starts to become a bit tiresome. For me, obviously, it clearly works well enough because Respawn and Activisions and everyone have used it over the last few years, but it's not for me, Jeff. It's not for me. Anyway, let's.
Well, that's why people enjoy playing Apex, though, don't they? Because they like the tight mechanics of Titanfall and the way that their shooters work. That's why people was enjoying Apex so much, because it does have that kind of feeling to it.
I like the fact that Apex did get rid of that wall running stuff and replaced it for, was it Pathfinder? So who sets out the zip lines and stuff, and then you have to go to those yellow ropes to the sky where you can like redeploy. So that sort of stuff was all pretty cool, and that stuff I kind of like, because you don't have effectively free reign to just add that unlimited verticality sort of thing to a game. You have verticality in certain spaces, so you know that it becomes a bit more tactical in that sort of sense. The fact that it's everywhere, obviously it changes the tactics and the gameplay, but it just changes it in a way that doesn't resonate with me.
I found probably deal of the day, and I don't know if you've actually played this before. Did you ever play Sleeping Dogs?
I didn't. I wanted to. It was basically what's the name of the game? Anyway, it was kind of like a GTA-ish sort of game.
Yes.
But yeah, I remember the case of it and everything. The red cover, Sleeping Dogs.
I've completed this game 4 times. I completed it twice on my 360 and twice on my PS4 purely because there's so much to do the first time round that you want to play it again to try and get the rest of the oh God, what are they called? It's like a wishing well things to try and get it to try and complete it all. And it was an absolutely amazing game, and it's currently on Steam for £2. So I'm probably going to pick it up again because I want to play it in the nice 1080p. Criminal hasn't been in the second Sleeping Dogs says Next Gen Renegade, and I fully agree with that.
I've just googled it. Sleeping Dogs 2 Triad Wars, the game that never happened. So apparently it was in the works, but yeah, never did. That's what it was. When I was saying, I remember the case and I remember the game. I was trying to remember what the other game that it was. Sleeping Dogs evolved from True Crime, didn't it?
Yes. True Crime was another great series as well, because I think they made 3 of those. But some of the voice actors that are in Sleeping Dogs, mate, Emma Stone, absolutely amazing.
Really?
Emma Stone's in it, yeah. Will Yun Lee, amazing. Lucy Liu, amazing. Tom Wilkinson, amazing. Absolutely love Tom Wilkinson. So yeah, it's if you've got a PC and you haven't played this game, literally £2, go and get it yourself. I'm probably going to pick it up again so I can play it with PC.
So there was True Crime LA, obviously, True Crime New York, True Crime Hong Kong is what became Sleeping Dogs. Sleeping Dogs was amazing. I played that on the Xbox 360, says Griff. And then Titans remind me of Atlas 1 of the multiplayer 2 Portal robots. Never played Portal, so I don't know. I'm sure the actual devs went under, even though it's Square Enix. We're talking about True Crime devs. True Crime. I
think it was Sleeping Dogs. I'm sure. I think that was a Square Enix game.
Okay.
But yeah, if you haven't played this game, 110% pick it up. It's an amazing game. Even Samantha ended up playing through it because she enjoyed storylines like that. But yeah, for £2, that's definitely a deal of the day in my book.
Yeah, there we go. Just to confirm Craig's comment, I'll bring this. I've just Googled, so this wasn't a pre-prepped article. We've done a lot of searching the internet with you guys today, but this is a Vice article written by Patrick Klepek in 2016, November 22nd, 2016, so a little over 3 years ago. Inside the ambitious Sleeping Dogs sequel we'll never get to play, United Front Games has closed dashing hope fans would ever see of a sequel to cult hit Sleeping Dogs, but for a while they were working it. Waypoint has proof. Canadian-based game developer United Front Games went out of business last month. The studio was widely known over its 9-year history, but it wasn't widely known, but it was responsible for Sleeping Dogs, one of the most underrated open-world games of the past decade. In just a world, we'd be playing. In a just world, we'd be playing Sleeping Dogs 2. We almost lived in that world too. Sleeping Dogs 2 was in development, according to 2 sources I spoke with, and I have the documents to prove it. I'm going to try and not read anymore. Hopefully I'm going to... there we go. Skip through. And you can see someone's been writing in Microsoft Word. There we go. Using a template. So they're talking about the co-op design, the challenges, the content structure, how you control the police, which is pretty... interesting. So yeah, there's clearly a lot of information. The first 17 minutes of Triad Wars gameplay.
Was that a 3DS game, Triad Wars?
I don't know.
Oh, I'm thinking of GTA Chinatown.
Just going to jump with this paragraph because it might lead to something. Though Sleeping Dogs 2 was dead, Square Enix still wanted to work with United Front Games and was intrigued by some of the multiplayer ideas they'd pitched. From the ashes of Sleeping Dogs 2 came Triad Wars, a free-to-play, multiplayer-centric take on Sleeping Dogs, the response to a new Sleeping Dogs game without its main attraction, a crime story set in an open world, left fans disappointed before Triad Wars even had a chance to enter beta. The feeling at the studio in 2014 was that free-to-play was the future of everything, but we never quite found a way to turn the Sleeping Dogs formula into a multiplayer game when it was a very single-player focused experience. They continued. It's clear in hindsight, but I think we also knew all along that players enjoy Sleeping Dogs because it has a fast-paced, relatively easy progression. Triad Wars turned that same game into a grind, and no amount of item drops or leaderboards could give that a long-term appeal. It's a shame. It's kind of in keeping with something that we keep coming back to in terms of trying to change that grind into not necessarily. I mean, I'm always quite negative in terms of my mind when I run through trying to take it into that sort of mobile world because I'm not against mobile gaming at all. My issues with mobile gaming are linked to the payment progression systems because of the all of the tracking and the first party stuff that you can do on mobile development that you can't do on console development. I feel it's easier for publishers to get more data and more insight, and developers as well, to get more data and insight so that they can learn how to more effectively tweak their strategies to get more money out of you. And because of that, there's a bit more focus on getting the money out rather than creating the content. And as we've seen there, they're trying to not necessarily get the money out there. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I always go down the negative route. What they were trying to do is trying to change the game to fit into a different delivery method, and that was free to play. However, by doing that, they're turning it into a grind to justify the free to play. It just kind of kills the actual concept overall. But it's a shame. It's a shame. Anyway, that's enough of Sleeping Dogs. We weren't even supposed to be talking about that, but there we go. Jumping through the comments, I'm sure the actual devs went under. Yeah, there we go. I'm sure it's free on PS Plus for a few months ago too. Bang on about it all the time. Give us a new Getaway/Sleeping Dogs London gritty Cockney gangster game would be ace. All right, you slags, get in a car.
Just don't go back and play Getaway, whatever you do. That does not hold up very well at all. I tried it about a year ago on my PS2. Oh god, I had to turn it off after the first mission. So bad. The whole leaning up on the wall was like revolutionary back in the day, but it's just so annoying now because all you do is just bind to the wall. You've seen that gif of the dog where he's going stick, 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 stick. That's basically exactly what it's like all the time. It's shocking.
I don't know what you're talking about. The whole lean up.
Have you not seen it?
No.
He was playing Gears of War 5 and he wanted to peel away from the wall while shooting, but he couldn't. He just kept on sticking.
Oh no, I mean, I've not seen that either. But I meant like the getaway, as in like standing up against the wall kind of thing.
Yeah. So when you got shot multiple times and you needed to heal up, you had to rest up against the wall, didn't you? To start to regenerate yourself. It was so weird. But yeah, that's definitely
the magical healing powers of putting your palm on something. I'm leaning against the wall. Are you having a pee? No, it looks like it, but no, I'm not. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we have one more piece of news, and we've been waffling off topic a little bit today, which is nice. It's nice to have a bit of a chat. But we'll jump forward away from the PS Plus games and into a game that's a little bit more multi-format. After 1,672 hours, Destiny 2 player unlocks all player titles. Subtitle is Patience and Time. This is written by Tom Phillips for Eurogamer. Unlocking a player title in Destiny 2 is meant to feel like an accomplishment. You unlock a special gold seal for your book of in-game triumphs. You get a cool tag next to your name so you can stand out from the crowd. You rank among the very best at a particular part of the game, collecting guns, beating raid bosses, fighting in Gambit or Strikes or the Crucible. You're not really supposed to unlock them all, but after 1,672 hours, someone has. That's almost as much time as Graham spent playing PUBG across all formats. They don't think they're the first, but in a thread sat at the top of Reddit's Destiny board today, Dawn Craftian is being celebrated for their enormous achievement. Speaking to me this afternoon, Dawn Craftian explained it was a huge personal achievement, something which had taken an enormous amount of effort and playtime since titles were introduced in Destiny 2's 2018 Forsaken expansion. It started with just a couple of titles, Dawn Craftian said, and then it became a hobby. I'd just look at what I had to do to knock them out, Dawn Craftian told me. My motivation was originally due to me going through a very difficult part of my life, so I needed a time sink, and grinding out titles helped me through that. Like many players, Dawn Craftian says they are a part of a fantastic clan, always around to help with raids, but there's only so much others can help with when Destiny relies on the game's RNG for various weapons and bounties to drop. The hardest titles to unlock were Blacksmith, because RNG denied Dawn Craftian a single rare bounty for 2 seasons, and Reckoner, which required a disgusting amount of Gambit Prime. And it's here where many of those 1,672 hours, equivalent to nearly 70 days of playtime, were spent, on average of 5 hours every evening. Is Dawn Craftian the first to do this? I have no idea. There have been 1 or 2 commenters on the post saying they have also achieved this, but I've not personally seen anybody. And what's next? More Destiny, it turns out. After all, there's no knowing what new titles Bungie might add in the future. I'm just finishing off my seasonal content and grinding out Vex Offensive. Then I'm going to take a wee break before a season of Dawn. Next up is whatever new triumphs Bungie throws at me. So 1,672 hours, 70 days, constant playtime, over 2 months constant playtime. That is.
I'm very surprised to see that Nico Di Maria's name isn't attached to this article, because I know this guy lives and breathes Destiny, which he's actually offered his hand out to tag team with us to try and drag us through, because I am actually starting this game tonight.
I saw that tweet. I saw that you mentioned Destiny on the ice cream socials, and then I saw Nico getting involved with the comments. Was it yesterday? Not yesterday, before I think it was.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Monday. But yeah, I basically downloaded this in preparation for being able to play this weekend while Mrs. Bibby is away getting pissed again. So yeah, I'm going to be starting this tonight, and then hopefully by the weekend I'm in some sort of fit position where I'm not still going through tutorials, and I can try to draft in Nico to help pull us through. That us by anybody that wants to get involved with it. Obviously you, Graham. I know Alp is keen as well, and a few other people have mentioned it to me. So it looks like it's just going to be a nice little community event. But yeah, if I want to try and complete this game, I now know it's going to take me 1,672 hours to get there.
I love the comment in the chat from my brother. And he ends his comment with, "I'm so alone." 1,672 hours.
I don't think Samantha would. I mean, if I piss her off enough, she may do. But I don't think that's a lot of time. 70 days, 5 hours a night. I do not have that anyway.
I probably have put in near that amount if you go back over the seasons, because 5 hours a night. Oh no, actually, I was going to say 5 hours a night for 2 months, but yeah, probably haven't. I'm probably halfway through, because I usually put an hour or two just trying to tick off my dailies and stuff on average on PUBG. Some days I do longer kind of thing, so I'm probably kind of there. The difference is I'm just kind of throwing hours in either on my own with mates or with Danielle sat next to me. We're both like, she's been my spotter kind of thing. There's a guy over there, get him, pow pow pow. Oh, you missed him again. that's usually what it goes like. So I actually won a game last night and then got a second place just after it. Balls up. But anyway, so what format are you planning? I know that Nico Di Maria, which he is a friend of the channel, by the way. We will. Do you know? Because I've said his name and I've said he's a friend of the channel, I'm going to find out exactly what his.
It's Nico Di Maria with an underscore, because he's furious that someone who hasn't tweeted for a long time has got Nico Di Maria without the underscore, so he's hoping to try and get that in December.
When they release all the names.
Yeah, which is good, because Bibby is actually up for discussion as well, so I can change it from We've Got Vinio to just Bibby, which I'm considering.
I was talking with Mark about the fact that they're freeing up a lot of names. Did you know that at Ice Cream is being free? Now that's the dilemma. Do we just want to be Ice Cream, or do we want to stick with Ice Cream Uploads for that university?
It's a toughie, that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Do you know what? My first ever, I wanted at Grade A, because that was the name I was going for. But some guy called Jeff Grady had it. Oh, as if it got freed up, and it was joined. Someone in July 2019 has taken.
Unlucky.
Oh, well, some guy called Jeff Grady had Grade A. That was the name that I wanted to be my online persona. Because do you know, if you take the first part of Graham, you get Gray, and you take my surname, it's Day, you get Grey Day, which is Grade A, which my brother in the chat used to call me Grade A Chicken when I was growing up. So there you go. Not as cool as Grade A, but there we go. So yes. Nico Di Maria _ at Nico Di Maria. Check him out. He's a really good guy, and he streams Destiny 2 on his channel. But yeah, the question that I was going to ask was, what format is he playing on? Because I know he has it on console, but he also upgraded to getting a PC setup for Destiny 2. But I don't know whether he managed to make the jump from console to mouse and keyboard.
So apparently this game isn't cross-play, but it's cross-save. So I think he's playing on PC, PS4, and Stadia currently.
Okay.
So we can play on all of those, which that excites me quite a bit. That it's cross save. So unfortunately, it's not cross play, but we'll see. Eventually, I think it'll happen, because Bungie and Activision are no more. It's just Bungie that are looking after this.
I love
it. Looking at it now, it actually looks very Halo-ish.
I love the idea of cross progression. That being able to, even if you can't keep going, in terms of like can't keep going, open up the user base kind of thing, so we can't play together. If I'm sat on my PS4, you're sat there lagging to fuck on the Stadia, and Nico's sat there on his PC. We can't play together that way. But if I sit here and play on my PS4 and turn it off, and then come into the office and play on the studio Stadia, I love the idea that I can just do that. It's boom, boom. It's the future, ladies and gentlemen.
It actually is. I don't know how easy it is to be able to get your account back. So like if he's playing on PC, do you have to just store it into the cloud, and then you log in the next thing with your email address, your email address, username and password, and then you're able to just go in and do that?
I imagine it'll be kind of like having your Origin account or whatever. Is it Bungie.net account or whatever?
Yeah, I think it's the Bungie one now, yeah.
So you'll have your Bungie account, and you will link your PSN, and you will link your Stadia, and you will link your PC. And then when you upgrade or go up to level 62 on the PlayStation, your Bungie, that will filter up to your Bungie account, which will then filter down to the others. That's the way that I'd imagine it would go, so that all devices, when you log in, that digital handshake will go, actually, you're on level 62, and this is all what you've got. So it just quickly downloads the code that tells you exactly where you are, what you're up to, what weapons you've got, what currency you have, and so on. I imagine that's the way it works, but I don't know. One thing I do want to mention, though, if you do go and follow at Nico Di Maria _, please let him know that Ice Cream have sent you, because we want him to be like fully on the hype train, because we need him to carry it big.
Yeah,
and if I play
we actually do.
If I play it as well, then we definitely need him. So yeah, make sure.
Time to bring his crew while he's at it. Then we'll need all of your fire team over here.
Yeah, how about we just don't play, and then they play it, and we just stream it? Yeah, there we go.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting home and playing this night. Provided I did leave it installing last night, so whether or not it actually did finish before I left this morning, not because of the download time, but my PC has a habit of saying disk write error when I'm downloading anything from Steam halfway through. So we'll see. I should be home for about 6:30. If it's anything like last night, it'll be later. But yeah, we'll get straight onto it. Mrs. Bibby in, so we'll just get straight into some streaming.
Do you know what? I'm not going to do it now, because I've just opened up Steam. I'm going to kill everything. Close Steam. Because as soon as I open up Steam, it'll start downloads, and then the stream will go. So let's get rid of it. I'm going to try to download it when we go off air. I'm going to try it.
Yeah, man. It's going to be good. I mean, I hope I enjoy it anyway. The reason why I didn't play Destiny 1 that much is because I was a lone wolf trying to play a game that was predominantly multiplayer led. So there wasn't that much for me to do, and if it was super hard. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting into this one again. There was a clip that I think I sent you, and I reposted it on Twitter, and it was someone with like a hand cannon just taking out people left, right, and center, and it looked very Halo-ish, and it got me a little bit excited.
Was that the Buzzkill tweet that you sent me?
Was it a Buzzkill one?
I think it was. Yeah.
I can't even remember. But it is an absolute banger of a shot anyway.
Yeah, man. Nice beard, babe.
Oh, for God's sake! I wasn't even looking at the screen.
Oh, I could do this all day. I need to get
right. Don't encourage him, Craig. Pack it in.
Oh, well. Did you see it when I did? No! Wait, you get back! You're on full screen. You can't hide behind me. God damn it! Move back in. That's just a floating beard there now. Hey! Yeah!
For God's sake. I mean, for you lot that are listening to this on audio stuff, just stick to listening to it on audio stuff. Don't come over to the stream and watch it.
Look, you look so happy. You're smiling at all time. Look how happy he is.
His teeth aren't as good as mine.
Oh, anyway.
I already missed my beard. I don't need this bullying.
It's not bullying, it's character building. That's what it is. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yawny, stretchy, yawn. Apologies for those in the audio services, but you may have guessed that I yawned and stretched and yawned. Let's get Bibby back in the room with me. Oh, no, he's not even there. Where's his head gone? Oh, we've lost Bibby's head. No. Where is it? Where's his head gone? We've lost Bibby.
You've lost me for good.
No. Do you know what? Apologies to everyone because I'm going to spend some time doing something that's completely irrelevant to the broadcast.
I am still looking for decent Black Friday deals for you all. Tomorrow will be the day that I'm literally going to leave hot UK deals up on my screen. If anything juicy comes in during the show, we're all going to find them together, and we're all going to be very happy come the end of the show when we've bought a load of our stuff. The missus has kicked us out of our house. We've had to remortgage the house. I'm just trying to fill a little bit of time while Graham wants to put me back on the shelves.
There we go. We've got the head back in the game. Slightly transparent, but it'll do. It'll do. It's fine.
There is a deal on Xbox Ones at Lidl's at the moment for £120. The Xbox One S, 1 terabyte, all digital console, including Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, and Fortnite, all for £120 in Lidl.
Nice.
Don't know if that's available to pick up today or it is being picked up tomorrow. The notes don't say anything, but if you are interested in picking up an Xbox One S, which I actually am interested in picking up one for Game Pass purposes, now would be the time to probably pick one up for your little one for Christmas.
When you say Fortnite, is it Fortnite and Save the World, or have they just gone, parents are stupid, you can get Fortnite with this bundle?
I think it's well. In fact, it does say it here. It says Xbox One S, all digital edition, Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, and 2,000 Fortnite V-Bucks plus skins and a £10 gift card. Where's this one? This isn't Little, I don't think. Amazon Treasure Truck. That one is.
There's one in Manchester actually. It'll be somewhere off Deansgate or whatever. Because I get text messages from Amazon Treasure Truck every day. They basically just. That's the load a truck full of stuff, pull it up in certain locations at certain hours, and if you go along, you get really good deals usually, actually. But it's kind of like I think it's a marketing promotional thing for Amazon. So Amazon pay pay some of the costs to the products that are on it. So one day it might be a bottle of gin, the next day it might be a blender for the kitchen, the next day it might be an Xbox One S with Fortnite and V-Bucks and stuff, but it's usually discounted heavily because Amazon are footing some of the cost of using it as a marketing exercise. So if you ever do see the treasure truck, check it out. But that's enough. Hashtag spawn, hashtag not spawn, hashtag we wish Amazon would pay us to say stuff like that, but they don't, motherfudgers. That is the end of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. One question I do have for you guys, though, if you are here, I ask it all the time. We won't spend much time if you don't have an answer for the question. But is there anyone live that you would like us to go and host or go and raid? Yesterday we dropped into... Was it Precision? Oh, it was the Beard guys. That's what Precision wasn't live yesterday. So if there's anyone you'd like us to go and see, then, please feel free to let us know. If not, we're just going to end the stream as normal. Xbox One starts tomorrow at Lidl, says Fatman Dave 8472. Next Gen Renegade says, is it the digital-only version? I believe it was the digital-only version of the One S, wasn't it, Bib?
Right, yes, and I found the best deal that you're going to get, which is available tomorrow in Tesco. I do not think anyone's going to, if they are going to price match it, it's going to be Amazon. Xbox One S, all digital edition, Minecraft, Sea of Thieves, 2,000 Fortnite skins, 2,000 Fortnite books, plus skins, £109 in your local Tesco store. This isn't available online, you have to go into the store yourself. So I just posted that in the chat for you lot that are here. The benefits of you listening to this live is you get to have a look in you get to have a look and quickly get to these things because I'm posting them in the chat.
Yeah. It's like we're live, man. It's so cool. Bargain, says Next Gen Renegade. There you go. That's it. That should be the whole marketing campaign. None of this like super digital, no need for discs, or none of the so much teraflops faster than the Xbox One. It should just be bargain. Yeah.
That's it. Just bargain. One word, bargain.
Absolutely.
All black white background with just white Comic Sans. Bargain.
But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for being here through the scoop. You can get the bargain if you want. The link is there in the chat. Have yourselves a very lovely day. We obviously will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Before then, obviously, Bibby mentions that he might be live with some Destiny tonight. So if he is, feel free to drop back in. If you hit the little follow button, which is kind of like there somewhere, I think. If you hit that button now, the little love heart, that will mean that you get notifications every time that we go live. We go live 10 a.m. every single weekday with The Scoop, where we have a little bit of a discussion about the games industry news and beyond. That is our daily podcast to you. But we do bring you sexy gameplay to us. Sexy-ish. Can be. Occasionally sexy gameplay. But you will never know if you don't hit the follow button. So feel free to do that now. Anything you would like to add, Bibberino? Actually, one thing I do want to add. You mentioned Arcade Club on Sunday. Is that still a go?
That is a absolute positive statement. I will be there because I'm getting kicked out of the house by Mrs. B because it's December 1st and she wants to put the Christmas tree up. So I'm not allowed to be. I have to get the tree down from the loft and then I have to vacate the house. So yes, I'll be there for opening time, which I think on Sunday is 10 o'clock and it closes at 8. So I'll be there all day. If you do live around the Bury area, then feel free to come along and say hi to your boy, and I'll beat you on Super Smash Bros or something like that.
Nice. I may be coming.
Yes.
And also potentially I will potentially be going to Arcade Club as well. Hey, banter. That's what she said. But I'm sorry on that horrible joke, ladies and gentlemen. I am going to drop a raid Craig recommended. Completed It Mate, which if you've never seen Completed It Mate, that is James Buckley, the ex-in-betweener. So I'm just going to hit for the raid on that now. If you guys want to toddle over there, what you will get for going is not only will that warm feeling of supporting someone else's stream, not that James Buckley needs it, but I mean, I'm sure he'd like to see you there, but what you also get is 250 stream points, as you will see, like somewhere on the top of the screen, like in the chat, like kind of like there-ish. I don't know. It says Ice Cream Uploads will be raiding Completed It Mate, and you'll get an extra 250 stream points that you can spend within our channel. So feel free to go over, say hello, say Ice Cream Uploads has sent you, and yeah, tell him that we've had a good stream, whatever. And you know, you can buy a bargain of an Xbox, whatever. Say the things. It's up to you. But that's it from us, ladies and gentlemen. Have yourselves a very, very lovely day. And my stream deck's just gone kapow. Yeah, there we go. Have yourselves a lovely day. Until next time, stay for us, stay.